advantage in the early levels. We are seeing some movements on the top side of from both junglers. Zir is obviously recalling, so it won't be a problem. But Nautilus is pushed out, so if Lee Sin goes top side and tries to get something on Nautilus, that is not recalling, so never mind. It could be problematic for him.
Brixen did TP straight back to lane after recalling there, which means he might have a bit of a CS advantage over Loco, who has to walk back to lane. Has taken the Ignite with him instead. A few of those minions are going to die to that turret, which Loco's not going to be too pleased about, but it's not the end of the world. Kake is going to do that Rift Scuttler on the top side, and then he might look for a gank in towards the middle lane. He's not level 6 yet, so the kick isn't available, but Loco is level 6 now, and thus provides a huge burst of raw damage when he needs to.
Yes, and also the TP from Nautilus was burned, so no TP from the side of...
Brixen already taken low just by Loco himself. Ignite on towards him. One auto will do it. Kake comes in, slams the ground. First blood comes through for Loco with the last tick of Ignite, I believe, and good kill for him there.
That was
Asprox looking to turn it around, though, trying to get in on towards Loco, who does have the distortion and gets away. Actually goes back to get the chains onto Asprox. They're a bit greedy and a bit unnecessary, but Asprox isn't in a position to punish it.
Yes, she was alone, the Elise was alone, so he couldn't really do much, so... Bit of a small trade, but nothing too heavy.
Good hook from Sorrow there, but once again the Unbreakable from Morrow means that there's no real follow-up from DesAD, and Greenover gets the better of the trade, taking Sorrow down to very low life. He does pop a biscuit, so he will be healing it back up, and now DesAD's the only one with a biscuit in the bot side. Kake coming in, level 6, but a well-placed Lantern means that DesAD will be out in no trouble.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to gank that lane, just because Trish can get Caitlyn out of most situations.
Ooh. Sorrow once again diving deep, using the stand behind me on towards the minion, and the flash is forced out of DesAD in return for pretty much nothing.
And now that's a flashless ADC, so if they want to, they can go towards the bot lane and try to set something up.
Yep, Friskin once again finds himself in trouble, but not too bad. Loco just exerting his dominance in that lane over the Azir that he managed to get the counter pick for, and he's doing a good job of it. Swine, low health on the top side. I'm not sure why he stayed. Very good dodge away from the cocoon, but it's not going to matter. He goes down anyway, but that was a nice slick dodge with that twisted advance there. I like that.
That was problematic for him because he was inside the Nautilus and tried to push him towards the turret, but he didn't. He pushed him the other way around, so
yeah,
it was a bit lackluster. They are picking the Draco.
Yeah, so a good response there from the small loans, as they know that Asprox was on the top side, so they know he can't contest any dragon they're going to do. And it's a good dragon to pick up as well, that Ocean Dragon, so they'll be pretty happy about that one. And the next dragon is another Ocean Dragon, which, you know, the Ocean Dragon is probably the most effective when you start stacking it. It makes the most difference between stacks, I would say, perhaps. Loco might find himself in trouble, has to flash away from the cocoon, but on LeBlanc, having flash up isn't, or having flash down isn't the end of the world.
Yes, and I was quite surprised that they didn't pick up the Rift Herald, just because it's a very important buff and they just left it alone. They had the jungler and the top laner there, and they didn't pick it up.
It honestly might be a little tough for them right now. It would certainly take them a long time to do it, because it is really quite strong now relative to how it used to be, at least. Rickson going to take the blue buff away and then recall back to base, considering he's on relatively low health and low mana. He doesn't have the TP available quite yet to take him back to lane. So if Loco pushes this in, he could get some decent chip damage on the turret as well.
Yes, but again, if they wanted to do the Rift Herald, they could do it with the Spiderlings coming from the
true, yeah.
tanking the Rift Herald. So it could have been done, but it wasn't. Again, another game that they don't focus on the Rift Herald as much as they probably should.
Yeah, no, they've not been focusing. I mean, they've been focusing turrets fine, but they haven't been focusing on other objectives, namely Dragon and Rift Herald in particular, but also buffs and that sort of thing. There hasn't been quite such a heavy level of focus there. Kake, he's unseen so far on the bottom side. He does have his kick available, and he's looking to make a play here. In comes Moro once again, but Desade, as soon as he sees Moro flying towards him, knows something's up, and they see Kake on the ward. Either way, and he will clear it out, but that's all he gets from that.
Yeah, and he's now trying to get that scuttle crab, and he's going for the attack on the bottom lane.
Yep, no,
From
he was
behind.
going for it, but he was spotted out on a ward. I don't think he knew about it, but he didn't go in on the bottom side anyway. And in fact, he saw the wolf spirit coming to see him anyway, so he did know that he was spotted and knew that he couldn't make a slick play over the wall there, unfortunately.
So Frickson tried to get the pick on Kake, but he wasn't able to. So he needs to go around and lose a bit of farm in the meantime. So
yeah,
that's a small thing that is very important if you count every bit that is losing.
Ooh, good damage once again from Loco. He's not gonna stick around to try and pick up the kill, but he does chunk Frickson to about half health now as well. Swine and Bleo having a bit of a pointless fight once again on the top side. A good hook from Sora means that Moro is under turret, and he's getting taken really low by these turret shots. He actually goes down to the Ignite, I believe. Kake was hanging around, but he didn't even come in to try and help. There was nothing he could have done about it. Flash from Asprox, and it completely misses the Cocoon. Big whiff there, and they baited him in. There's the TP coming in. He repels, and the flash kick is there, and he goes down. Kake picks that one up. Desade in trouble now as well. When the Vengeful Maelstrom pops, he's going to be going down, and he does. Wine just about stays alive. Bleo did TP down as well, and they're going to have to get out sharpish because Bleo has a lot of health right now. It means they're not going to be able to take the bottom turret as well as the kills, but the kills themselves are not too bad.
This was 3 kills for basically none on the side of Small Loan, so it's a very good pickup on their side. Obviously, they can work it out with this a little bit of an advantage early on. Kake with 1 kill and and we have a pause coming
Another pause
from
coming through again. It looks like it's EYA that have initiated it once again. Might be a little bit of problems with Friskin again, or might be Bleo. And a bit of lag issues once again. We'll see what it is, and we'll try and get you back in the game as soon as we can.
Yeah, as I was saying, basically now that they have a bit of a lead, they can invest on it and try to keep forward with this lead that they have. Kake obviously is not gonna do full damage, I hope. But with
I mean, it worked for
the
Dardoch,
warrior,
and I mean, admittedly, Dardoch probably a bit of a step above Kake, but still.
with the warrior, you can have a lot of dueling power, but let's see what he decides to do with the gold that he earned this fight.
Yeah.
So, what do we have more to talk about? Well, LeBlanc is being a nuisance, basically.
Yes.
He's going in, dishing out the damage to Azir and backing out. That's always off of his HP with a full rotation. So if she gets a little bit of damage, she will basically one-shot Azir every time she wants.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's basically just 2 rotations of the QRWE or whatever, or W into QRE, and that takes him down to about half health. Another one of that with the Ignite on top would then take him incredibly low, and Frickson hasn't itemized any magic resist so far to deal with that either.
No, he's going for the Nashor Suit, not going for the new Abyssal Scepter. That gives him also cooldown reduction, but I mean, there's some decision to be made, and he opts to go for the more damage he can
Yeah.
get, basically.
Absolutely. And Nash's Tooth very core on his ear, so it makes sense that he's going down it. But he might have picked up, instead of maybe the double Dorans or instead of maybe the boot, he might have been thinking about picking up a Null Magic Mantle or, you know, a Negatron Cloak at least, or something like that. But, you know, I mean, a Negatron Cloak or a Null Magic Mantle at least.
Let's see. A bit of a stale game right now. There's some movement on the top
might
side,
be
but
in trouble though. I think EYA have something to say about the staleness of this game because they're looking to take down the top laner right now. Many spears are being jammed into him by Friston's soldiers, and Asprox does take him down after coming down from the rappel. So it took a while because he had the Ventral Maelstrom running. He was incredibly tanky. He did go down in the end, and there wasn't really any play that could be made by the small loans to deal with it.
yeah, it's pretty difficult to get him low, but once he times out with that ult, he's basically a lump of wood that's very fragile.
Indeed. Okay, gets his Q blocked by the Spiderlings and won't be able to follow up with the Resonating Strike.
Ooh.
Dragon is up in 10 seconds right now, and the fact that they've pushed Asprox so far out and so low means that this could be a pretty easy dragon for the small loans, and it would be the second Ocean Drake, I believe, coming through for them if they were to take it. It does mean the cost of a turret on the top side as Bleo takes that one down. Yep, there it is, the Ocean Drake. This will be the second one for them. That will be pretty strong getting that stacking in particular, especially if they're able to get the Elder Dragon with it later on, but there you go, taking it down. Kake does secure it. And so that means every 12 seconds, 10% of their missing health and mana are restored.
And that is a very strong pickup on their side. So, and the third dragon is an ocean dragon as well. So, it's very important that they contest this, Heliandria.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they get the third one, that would be every 6 seconds, a big chunk of their health and mana just comes straight back, which would be absolutely insane for sustaining them through. That would be, you know, absolutely perfect for them. And then if they can get the Elder Dragon on top of it in the late game, if it gets to that point, then you know, that'll be even more sustained for them. Frickson finds himself in some pain, and Swine being very patient over the wall, not going over to try and help secure the kill just yet. Culling onto Des AD right now, and he goes down because he's locked up. Knocked up, in fact, by the Glacial Fissure coming out of the Morrow. Good play there, and the Lucian Brawn lane shows its true potential, taking down the Cape.
Yeah, very, very strong and very rapid chain of events leading up to the demise of Caitlyn, basically. They're going to pick up the bottom tower, very good pickup on their side. Obviously, Thresh couldn't do anything, and Elise was next to Red, so...
Yeah, unlucky. That was a good idea from Bleo to try and trade that bottom lane turret for at least a blue buff, but Loco came over the wall and had something to say about that, taking it back for himself.
Yeah, and they now have some intention of pushing down mid lane, but I guess they are both recalling, so they're not gonna do that. Also, Thresh and Elise are standing near the mid lane, so...
Leo might be in some trouble on the top side. Kake doesn't land the Sonic Wave. Swine just holding him, locking him up down there with the Twisted Advance, and Kake once again doesn't land the Sonic Wave, and that means he's not going to be able to follow it up. And the fact that they committed so many resources to the top side means that this is a free mid lane turret for EYA.
That makes them have a very good tactical advantage on opening up the map on the mid lane. So if they want to, they can. Oh, Jesus, that arrow damage! But again, Ocean Drake, it regen basically all the health he lost in that fight versus the arrows. So
yeah, it wasn't much of a fight. It was kind of Herald pummeling him on the back once and then trying to chase him away, but you know. I guess he was provoked by the Sunfire damage, or the Bummy Cinder damage, I should say.
Yeah, they are now trying to posture around the Drake side. We'll see if they can get Lucian this. No. He's
You know,
too far
Greenover
back,
knows
so...
that there's a lot of people coming, and he has the support of his team now as well if he wants to try and stay and hold onto the turret, but they might actually be able to push them away from the turret and thus secure the turret for themselves. Incoming TP, though, actually, Swine has something to say about this. He wants to help secure this. He flashes in, there's a wall in his face, and that means he's not going to be able to get the W on towards anyone. It looked like he thought he had the range for it, but he didn't quite have it, and the flash proved impotent. Swine might look for another engage, though. He actually pops his ultimate and then pops it straight back down again, so... another... Well, I guess that's slightly less of a cooldown, particularly on Maokai. Ventral Maelstrom, not on the largest cooldown ever, but, you know, Swine burning a couple of things relatively uselessly in the end. I was seeing a TP coming into the middle lane, actually. That'll be Frickson trying to help hold this turret now, which is now being pressured in return by the small loans, but not going to be that much damage on towards it. In fact, very little at all, as Frickson can just clear the waves having TP'd back. And still, we're actually seeing Glio pressuring very hard on the top side, pushing it all the way in, forcing Swine to come back to lane now, and there's a 2-level discrepancy in which Glio has the lead, and EYA, despite the fact they're behind in kills, have that turret advantage and crucially have the gold advantage as well of 1.2k right now. However, we have seen that when a game gets to around the 20-minute mark, and particularly whichever team is stacking up the dragons, as is occurring for the side of the small loans, then the small loans tend to break through around the 20-minute mark anyway, so we could see a game this close going heavily in their favor very shortly, depending on if they're able to do anything with it. Loco gonna get some damage onto Frickson, but not enough to force him away too far. Rift Herald has slain itself and will be going back into the void, and now that means Baron will be on the map, but I don't think anyone's going to be starting him up this early, particularly in a game this close. 1 minute until that third Ocean Dragon comes through, and expect to see the members of the small loans hovering around there, trying to get some ward control on there soon, because it's not that long before it spawns. 37 seconds and counting, and there you go. Kake is heading down towards that side, as well as the fact that Greenover is pushing out the wave on the bottom side shows that they want to get some priority positioning on it, but EYA are doing a better job of that right now, getting some ward pressure down, and Asprox is in the area as well. The 18 seconds until the dragon, and they need to start reacting and start trying to get those wards down. There's a blue ward in the pit, but that can just be cleared by Asprox, just like that, as we see there. And now here they come, trying to get this pressure building here, but actually they're just going to head towards the middle lane instead. They do take down that pink ward, but there is the dragon having spawned now, and they're going to want to nuke it down pretty quickly, I think, but it's a bit of a risk. They are going to try and just get it as quick as they can. They are on a ward and they see it coming. TP coming in for Bleo into the pit now. Swine is blocking up a lot of the damage right now. Kake going in, trying to get a big kickoff, but they're actually all blocked off by the Emperor's Divide right now. Asprox getting so much damage. Loco so low, but he gets healed at the last second and he stays alive. Asprox might not do so, but Swine doesn't have the damage to secure the kill. This is going in favor of EYA right now. A flash forward and the hook doesn't land because a flash escape there from either Kake or I think it was the Morrow on that one. Means that he will stay alive. Kake desperately wants to steal this Ocean Dragon. If they can get this third Ocean Dragon, it doesn't matter, but he's not going to try for it. 1 Ocean Dragon now for EYA compared to the 2 on the side of the small loans. It's still in favor of the small loans, but it's not that much. A lot of damage coming through onto Des AD, but it's not enough.
It's quite unfortunate that they didn't get the Drake. So if they had gotten the Drake, it would be a very good pickup on their side. Combat stats, obviously, and maybe some type of split push potential with the Maokai just going forward, poking a bit on Nautilus and sustaining out the damage that he deals. We'll see. Also, we have to look at Loco. He is dealing a lot of damage. So if any of the squishy carries from the side of Eliandra get caught out, they'll just basically melt inside on the damage that he deals. So
Absolutely, but he wasn't able to take anyone down that last fight, and it did go conclusively in favor of Eliandra, and now they out-rotate, and they're going to pick up this middle lane turret for free as well. There's no pressure in either of the other lanes against them. Bleo is on the top side having to clear out a wave, but that clearly didn't matter because they were able to just clump up as 4 and take that turret down instead. The Azir turret halts the advance of the small loans for now, but it won't do so for too long.
it's a small objective complete towards pushing out that lane, and now they have 5 members in the mid lane trying to get that first tower, but the pushing potential of Azir is too much.
Another hook that goes wide from Sorrow, but you miss 100% of the hooks you don't throw. So, you know, it makes sense that he's throwing out a lot. Most are missing, but when he does hit one, it's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, exactly. I've been a fan of just throwing hooks everywhere to try and hit one, but if you get the good pick inside the team of small loans, you can get a very good team fight towards it. Obviously, getting Loco would be perfect, even though he can dash away, but even so, it's a good target to pick up.
Once again, there's a bit of an out-rotate going on as Leo is pushing down the bottom side. Friskin had to come and help his mid laner in the middle, his jungler in the middle lane, but not going to be enough to keep that turret up just now. Sorrow gets the hook on towards Swine, but goes in with it, and I'm not sure he wanted to. He could be nuked down here. He's very low health. There is the Lantern Shield, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Swine picks up that kill, and now he's going on towards Frixen, but Frixen is okay and will stay alive unless Loco has anything to say about it. Blows him up with the Mimic Sigil and Man. A regular sigil, and a flash re-engage from Swine means that DesAD's in trouble. Cold in the backside. He's going to be going down as well. Swine tanking up the tech, going to take down another turret, and it was looking really good for EYA once again. It looked like this game was going to go in their favor. At least it was close, but they had the upper hand. It could have gone 2-2, but now the game has swung heavily in the favor of the small loans now. This middle lane inhibitor turret, they're probably going to take down the inhibitor as well if they have anything to say about it. Bleo, he's trying to go in and try and defend, but he's so low right now. He's done a lot of damage on towards him, and he will be taken down by Green Over. Kake on the backside was taken quite low, ignited as well, but it wasn't enough to secure the kill. Green Over finishes it off, and now as Prox have stayed too long, he's going to die as soon as he comes out of repel. He doesn't even wait for that before he dies. Morrow, that's not the best shield, buddy. That's going the wrong way. Swine also going to have overstayed right now, which the small loans have a tendency to do, as we've seen, and a double kill at the end of it all for DesAD is small consolation for EYA right now.
Even so, it was a very good fight by small loans, taking out 3 turrets, 1 inhibitor, and getting 4 kills. I think 4 kills.
I believe so. Yeah, mistaken. It might have even been 5. No. It was 4. I'm pretty sure I got 4.
Yeah. So that's a very good pickup on their side, even though they lost 2 members at the end. It's always worth to get those objectives to lose a bit. It's not as effective, but it's not bad.
They could have got out a little bit sooner once they got the inhibitor. They tried to get a bit of a re-engage, I feel. I think they weren't quite all on the same page, and it did cost them 1 life or 2, but it was not the end of the world.
Again, we have now the mid lane pushing, so they can opt to push out the side lanes. Let's see if they do. Probably they will, because they really want to open up more pathways and into Eliandra's base. So we'll see what they do. Eliandras are going for the Baron.
He's trying to get the TP out right now. And he is going to be able to escape with his life. And that's actually a really good use of the TP. He's TP'd into a place where they can just immediately start the Baron if they want to. But it's a bit early for that. Actually, no, they're going on towards it. Leo, he started up. Swine is only one there right now. Kake has shown up, so the potential for the steal is there. And Swine needs to be sure that he's not going to be blown up before the rest of his team can come. He's doing a lot of damage AoE to the rest of them, but it just means that he's going to be going down. I don't know why he hung around so close to them. That's bad for his team. Flash hook doesn't land because he goes for the mobile target instead of the more immobile Braum, and Green Over will escape right now. They're trying to turn it around onto Bleo, but he has that huge shield right now, and he is able to escape fairly easily. Minion waves are pushing in though, so Eliandra will have to back away and deal with that. Air Dragon is available if they want to take it. The small
Again,
loans, but they're actually going to
it's
go
the
for the
air
top
dragon.
turret instead.
It's the air dragon again. It's not that important, and
Mhm.
a top tower is more important than that dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. They've taken
Um,
that one down. They're going to keep pushing it in here. As Prox and Bleo are both in the area. And that's going to be enough to deter the push from the small loans just now. Only 800 gold in the lead still. An incredibly close game as we approach the 30-minute mark.
yeah, this game is going back and forth between both teams. They are not particularly ahead in any way. If they basically what small loans have is a positional advantage in terms of the map. They have a lot of the map open for them to make plays. So we'll see if they are going to pick the Drake, the air Drake. So that's another one that they can use when they get the older dragon.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely,
it
yep.
will be an infernal dragon, the next one. It won't be the older dragon just because they did it before 30 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. So that Infernal Dragon will be a nice cherry on top for whichever team's able to take it, and especially nice for the small loans, seeing as they do have more dragons to their name right now. Kake, he's stunned up briefly, and he actually gets the kick in the wrong direction. Not that impressive of a Lee Sin play there, and Sorrow finds himself in a safer position than he was before. Says, thank you very much, I'll take that, and backs away, clearing off a couple wards.
And you can see now the Ocean Drake doing some type of regen on the Lee Sin is winning 32 HP per second, basically. So that's a bit disturbing. Just having someone with a lot of health just regenning a lot, and
Yeah.
I mean a lot. If he gets like a Warmogs or something, that I would probably not advise, but he would get a lot of regen over the regen that Ocean Drake provides.
I wonder if Spirit Visage, does that add the 25% to the Ocean Drake regen?
I believe so,
That would be
because it's
pretty
any
neat.
type of healing.
Right, yeah, no, that would be pretty cool actually if that bit of synergy between those items, and Swine does have that Spirit Visage for himself as well, and Spirit Visage did get a buff in terms of its health regen recently anyway, I believe, didn't it? And a bit of a nerf in terms of its magic resist, but that's not the end of the world right now. Frickson does do quite a lot of magic damage though, and Asprox doesn't do too little either. Bleo even adds a little bit extra to that, but, you know, it's not so much that they can't deal with it.
One of the problems also that small loans have is that Maokai is having basically a very difficult lane farming. He's close to a Flame Horizon.
Yeah, he's about 20 CS off of that Flame Horizon now, 18 to be exact, and I'm sure he doesn't want to have the feeling of being Flame Horizoned, but the fact that he has
Yeah,
2 kills and 2 kills more than Bleo does mean that he has got a bit of extra gold in return for that, but he's still behind overall, I believe. Yeah, he is
yeah.
about 1,000
1,000
gold behind right now, and actually, what we're seeing here is the small loans have an inside track to the inhibitor, and they're trying to take it down. Asprox already chunked low. He has to get out of the fight as quickly as he can. Bleo trying to cause havoc on the backlines, and it's as soon as Greenover's able to take him down with the help of Loco that this fight can truly begin. Swine, he's tanked up a lot of damage, but he actually stayed alive. Kake trying to make plays, going incredibly low, actually gets taken down, and Greenover, that's too deep. That's too deep. He's gone too deep. He's got blocked off though. The shield is there to protect him. Des D, meanwhile, went down to Loco. Loco very low, but he's gonna stay alive. Sorrow not gonna say the same for him as he does go down. Morrow did also go down as well to Frickson, and that was a very close back and forth fight. Quite hectic, but in the end, we did see the inhibitor going down for the small loans, which is ultimately a gain for them.
And again, you can see the regen that's working out on their favor. They had a lot of instances that LeBlanc was like 2% HP or something, and 2 seconds after that she was half HP, and then she was 2 HP again, and then half HP again. So
Yeah.
this is in the middle of a fight. you can imagine what would happen if they had the third Drake. It would be ridiculous.
Every 6 seconds, just and it's all back. But Greenover will be taking the red buff for himself and helping himself do a lot of extra damage. He's already 6-0-5 so far. He's been doing quite the damage, and you know, if there's one game that Loco hasn't done the most damage, this might be it, because Greenover has been doing a lot of damage himself. However, Loco was poking down Frickson quite a lot, so could be a pretty close one. Frickson, the nature of Azir helps you do a lot of damage as well, so he could be in contention for that title as well.
Again, Loco is doing as much as he can on that LeBlanc, but he also has a farm deficit. Obviously, Azir is a better farmer than LeBlanc, especially in the later stages of the game, but he can't disregard the fact that he is now behind in gold.
Indeed, you cannot. And clearing out the super minions isn't too much of an issue right now. For EYA, they're able to do it right in the middle of the middle lane rather than towards their own base, but I see the small loans trying to bait around Baron regardless of that fact. They at least need to clear some wards out right now. The Scuttle Crab also there. They can't clear that one out, and that gives a good minute or half a minute at least of vision in that area, which means they can't really start up a Baron. They can't have any chance of sneaking it right now, and they do back away.
Yes, we do have also the Drake coming up in about 30 seconds. So the Infernal Drake going for that AP and AD bonus, using some of the strengths that they have. If small loans get this Drake, they're gonna have even more damage on Loco. And even more damage on the Lucian, the Greenover. So we'll see if they do something about it.
Yeah, it looks like they're hanging around in the general area. At least most teams or most players on both teams converging towards the bottom side. Infernal Drake has spawned now, but no one's gone on towards it quite yet. Closest member to it is Sora right now, and Loco actually tries to get a pick, but dashes straight into the cocoon, eats it to the face, and he will get stunned up, but he does survive just about. Sorrow's in trouble. Great Greenover once again goes too deep, though. The positioning has been suspect all of these games, and he does go down. Asprox might not stay alive here. He had the purple sigil on him, but there wasn't anything to secure the kill. Finally, Swine picks it up, but he's going to go down for his troubles as well. Frickson can't get the chase on and won't be able to secure any further kills, but 2-for-1 in favor of Eliandra means that this Infernal Dragon is all but theirs.
Yes, and this Infernal Dragon pickup is also very important on their side. More damage is always welcome. So let's see. Let's see what they can do, because you can't make those mistakes as Greenover. You just dashed inside the range of 3 tanks on their team, so.
Yeah, and also into the box, into the Thresh box wall, and it put him in a position where he was going to have to go into another one if he wanted to escape. It was just really poor positioning from him, and not the sort of mistakes you want to be making in the final game, or what could be the final game of the final series of the Vesper Conference League, particularly if you're really hoping to win it. And yeah, Loco also at the beginning of that fight making a bit of a crucial error, face planting in to that cocoon. It was perhaps a bit unlucky for his part, but still not exactly. It was definitely an error still.
Let's say, as a Brock says, the reaction time of fakers. So
yeah, sure. Even though he actually fired the cocoon before Loco started the distortion. But yeah, sure, yeah. Sorrow might be trying to catch out Sorrow here. He's had enough of the names rhyming and thinks that Sorrow's trying to copy him. There are the concussive stacks popped on towards him. Another Winter's Bite hits him. Sapling over the wall. Greenover comes in. This time he doesn't greed overly much and will take down the kill without dying himself.
That's a good pickup, because now they can push out the lane and have the advantage on numbers. So let's see if they can get this tower down.
That's a very early use of the ultimate from Swine there. He'll be able to keep it going, but it will drain his mana significantly. He only did it to negate the damage from that one headshot that was going to come his way. And that means it's not going to be up for a little while, and thus the team fight would be weaker if they were to try and organize it right now. But it doesn't look like they're going to go for this fight. They're actually hanging around in the jungle. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. I guess they're trying to bait them into the jungle, trying to get a pick on towards them. The minion wave on the bot side is absolutely enormous, so EY, they're going to have to go and deal with that, and that's exactly why Bleo has just backed off. However, Frickson does so much damage to the minions that I don't think it matters that Bleo isn't there.
They did have an inhibitor open, and they did not rotate to get it. So, kind of a questionable play on their part. But
Yeah.
oh, and I guess.
Oh, Sorrow's just come back to life, and he's going straight back to the grave once again. In comes the TP, but Bleo actually was forced to cancel it because we were in such a bad position. Good Emperor's Divide means that Kake is knocked a million miles up into the air there. That was an interesting interaction, to say the least, and he will come back down to Earth. Not quite up in the skies yet with those plays, not quite in on Cloud 9 just yet. Yeah. Maybe one day, if he improves his skills to be good enough to be replacing Meteos or Rush on that team, but they weren't able to actually pick up the Baron.
Damn it,
They got once again the pick on towards Sorrow, but not able to pick up the Baron.
Lee Sin's space program is a new thing in Vesper League.
Yeah, Poland can't into space, but Lee Sin sure can.
Oh god. So this time we are seeing some dubious plays on the part of Sorrow. He's being caught out in the middle of the jungle. Not very good. Not a very good use of his life. Just because he's not gonna be alive a lot if he keeps doing this. Now he does need to keep warding the jungle, but you probably can do that with another member of Eliandra's team.
This game is so unbelievably close right now. Eliandra hanging on for dear life to this series, because if they lose this game, they lose the entire series, and you can bet your bottom dollar they'll be very well aware of that. The small loans, meanwhile, they're looking to close this out. They don't want to have the pressure of a game 5 coming towards them, because if it's 2-2, then each team is on equal footing, and they really don't want to throw away what was a 2-0 lead for them. And it looked like they were going to get a commanding lead in the next game, but it just went all wrong for them in that game. And this game, so very close as we hit the 40-minute mark, and it's still no real sign of any team getting a huge advantage in this game so far.
And this is 1.5 minutes to the Elder Dragon, so if either team picks it up, it's gonna be a very good advantage that they can use in the subsequent team fight. So
yeah, we may even see a trade of Elder Dragon for Baron once it comes up, because I mean it would be so valuable for the side of the small loans with the amount of dragons they have. I believe they have 3 so far, so that would be pretty good for them. Morrow gets chunked out pretty low and actually uses the Glacial Fissure. Incoming TP. That'll be Swine coming in, and Bleo might be caught out. Sorrow also towards the backlines now, not where he wants to be. Bleo does escape Sorrow also, and it's actually Desi D who picks up the first kill. Asprox, he's untouched in this fight right now, but that's not going to be the relevant point because Des AD, he's also untouched, and he's picked up a double kill all of a sudden. Frickson, he got enough damage as well to pick up 1 kill for himself. Greenover and Loco, the carries, they're both still alive, so the damage is still there, but they have no protection anymore, and Greenover gets sniped down by the Cocoon. The QSS is late, and it's not going to keep him alive. Shut down by Frickson, and now it's just Loco once again. He can't mount this defense on his own. There's absolutely no way he can do this, and I think this is going to be game 4 going in favor of Eliandra right now. The death timers, 15 seconds on the Morrow is the shortest one right now. Loco going in, actually gets hooked. What a beautiful hook from Sorrow. They do take him down. That is surely going to be the game for Eliandra. 2-2 this series is going to be even up. The Morrow comes in. There's nothing he can do about it. What a comeback from Eliandra in the series in total. 2 apiece, and we're going to game 5.
And this was a shame because they were ahead for a large portion of the game, but they didn't quite use that lead and go towards the victory. So unfortunate, but it happens.
Indeed it does. What a game. They're very close between them. Most damage in that game went to Des AD, so Loco loses the title of most damage done in every game, and it's about time too, though he did still put on a decent performance on Little Blanc. Only died once that game, but even that wasn't enough to secure his team the victory, and now the series evened up at 2-2. It could be anyone's game right now. These last two games, EY have been looking stronger. I mean, they won both of them. That last game in particular was so close, shows how close these teams can be. And the last game, I'm sure it will be just as close. I hope it will be, because that was pretty intense. We'll see you there. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to Game 5 now in the Conference League final between Eliandra Esports on the blue side and the Small Loans on the red side. And this is, of course, as I mentioned, Game 5, which means the winner of this game is the winner of the entire Vespa Conference League. So it's going to be a good game, I'm sure. Both teams going to be desperate to win this one, no doubt. My name is Tasty Aldar still, and with me once again is still Mighty Waffle himself.
Welcome, and this is going to be an interesting game. We're going to see if we can get a winner this game. It's going to be a difficult one for both teams. We've seen some good plays on both teams' bars, some bad plays on both teams, so let's see.
Yeah, Nidalee, Kindred, and Gangplank, 3 target bans. Ban towards Kake and Loco. We've seen Loco on Gangplank. We know exactly what he can do on that champion. It's really quite dirty, the stuff he can do on that champion. That does mean Alistar not being banned, at least taken away from Asprox there. Maybe trying to get him out of his comfort zone even further, which it makes sense. I mean, his Elise hasn't been game-changing, but he's been passable on it, and he hasn't been causing any problems for his own team on it. And that's not what the Small Loans want Eliandra. They want Eliandra. They want them to have a liability in their jungle brawl, and taking the Elise away might lead to that occurring. This does mean that Alistar has made it back through, and the Morrow, I'm sure he'll want to pick this one up, but does that mean that Eliandra finally buck the trend of picking Maokai first every time and go for the Alistar instead? Because I'm sure Sorrow can play that as well. Or do they go for the Maokai as usual?
So we have been watching Kake playing in both the first and the second game. We had them play Nidalee, so it was a very good performance by him. But lately, in the last 2 games, he's not being as effective as before. So let's see. And we have Echo pick for the top lane. So very strong pick.
There are the Maokai Gragas coming in. That means Gragas will be in the jungle, so that will be Kake playing that champion. And considering that 4 if you count Trundle, which you probably shouldn't, junglers have been banned out, Gragas becomes a relatively high priority pick. So the Maokai wasn't first pick this time because Echo made it through, which I failed to even notice. So Echo was the first pick. That'll be going up against Maokai in the top lane, I imagine. Unless Asprox feels like he wants to play that in the jungle role, we'll have to see, because it is still viable there. It just tends to be better on the top side.
Yeah, the Echo tank top has been a very good and solid pick for quite some time now. We have now the over of Alistar and the side of Eliandris for that support. Sorrow showing that he can play a lot of champions.
Yes, he switches over to the Braum, and there is the Braum Lucian, which they could lock in for themselves. It went pretty well for the most part of the game on the other side for the Small Loans, and now, even though they didn't win, it was still pretty effective, and now Eliandra think they can try it on for size, and they think it might fit them even better and might lead to their victory in this game. We'll have to see if that's the case, but it does mean that Alistar is free for Morrow if he wants to pick it up, because I don't think there's going to be a composition with both Alistar and Braum on the same team, particularly when the Echo has already been locked in as well. While it can go to the middle lane, almost certainly in the top side. Orianna, interesting hover. Loco played a pretty good Orianna in the first game as well. Dealt the most damage in that game, don't forget. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him locking that one in again.
I have seen Alistar in the jungle, okay?
Yeah, that was meta when I started playing in like Season 4. But
that could happen.
Yeah,
but
technically
if they
speaking.
pick it up this time, and they do, so there's no shenanigans with Alistar in the jungle, so.
Yeah, well, there could be. It could be Gragas support. You never know.
I've seen Gragas support as well.
Me too. It's really bad.
There was a time when Gragas support was viable.
Yeah, I think I feel like a wildcard team played it at some tournament. I don't remember exactly who. I think it might have been Dumbledore actually that played it. It was either him or one of the Russian teams, hard random. Either way, I doubt that's what we're going to actually be seeing, because Alistar has been locked in, and that will be going to the bottom side tomorrow, of course, who had a very impressive game on that Alistar in game 1-1-1-21, I think he was in the end in that one. So they're going back to their roots a bit with this team here, going for the Alistar and the Oriana as well, which they had both in game 1 and worked very well for them in those games.
Yes,
Eliandra
they're
really
just...
taking a lot of time thinking about their picks as well. Lissandra is one, and Rumble is the other one. That does mean Echo's going to go to the jungle and Rumble to the top lane, unless it's Rumble jungle. Who knows? I mean, it's probably Rumble top, but who knows?
we have seen Rumble in the jungle.
We have.
For quite some time, it has been a power pick for those... Oh,
Maybe that Rumble wasn't what was intended, judging
Oh,
by... Yeah, mispick. Okay, apparently there was a bit of a bug, and that was not the pick they intended there. Occasionally I have seen issues with this, but yeah, no,
the
I have seen
clients
issues with the tournament code games picking the wrong champions. I remember casting a tournament recently in which for some reason champions kept coming through as Heimerdinger, which got me excited every time that I thought we were going to see a Heimerdinger, and then it was never a Heimerdinger, which was unfortunate.
We need to have a confirmation of what they picked on both sides, so that we can tell the players to pick the same champions.
Yeah, they will just be going through all of them. It was meant to be Nautilus, not Rumble, that they were picking, which makes sense for the top side, considering every game so far has been Maokai Nautilus. And we are back in the game once again, and we should be motoring our way through picks and bans without any trouble. Bans should come through thick and fast here. I don't think it matters what they ban, really, because then they're going to pick the same champions they already picked. But, you know, well, they're taking their time regardless.
They can't pick they can't ban the champions they are gonna pick, so
True.
they need to
They could ban like. All right, well, I guess we're having even more trouble right now with the client. Based client here. Moro spelling out epic in the chat. I agree, Moro. I agree.
What is happening with you, Riot? Come on, you were supposed to be good. Come on.
Right. Okay.
So,
everyone's leaving. I guess everyone's client's dead. I guess everyone.
So we are playing today. Me, you, and Grang.
I guess so. Yeah, we're gonna have to be recruited to play and switching over to Hearthstone. That'll be an interesting one. I don't think that's gonna be quite what goes on.
Ram's beginner.
So yeah, we're gonna have everyone reconnect any moment once they've all restarted their clients over again. Eliandra having some troubles.
Yeah, we have been experiencing some troubles as well. It's been difficult to start up the games today, but anyways, what do you want to talk about? What have you been up to this week?
Exams. I'm just coming out of a huge my biggest exam period of my life, is in most important, not longest. So
Ooh.
I'm just finishing what we have as sixth form in England, which means I am 18 years of age and I am just finishing school, like regular schooling. I haven't started university yet, but I hopefully will be doing that in September. So I have just been finishing up my final exams. I have 2 more next week, but aside from that, I'm totally done. What about you?
Okay. I've been sick for most of the week.
May have noticed a little bit.
Yeah, and I've been just basically going to college and trying to get my grades up.
Right. So, yeah.
And trying to understand the mathematics. It's kind of hard when you don't have numbers in mathematics. So.
Imaginary numbers and all that stuff. Yeah.
No, it's not imaginary numbers.
It's not?
It's
okay.
literally letters.
Oh right, okay. Well, the algebra, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm finally done with maths forever. I did my last ever maths exam on Wednesday, and I've decided I'm never ever going to do complex maths again.
Congratulations.
Yeah, very happy about that.
Yeah, I've been loving the ways of the maths in the college.
Okay.
Let's say just that.
A wee bit of sarcasm, perhaps there.
Yeah, it's ridiculously hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I found the math studies, which is the course that because what I do, we have to do. I do the international baccalaureate, which means you have to do one subject from every area, so you have to do like one science, one maths, that sort of thing. And so there's a maths for stupid people called math studies, which I do, and I even found that way too hard, but still. Regardless, I also did sports, exercise, health, and fitness science because I thought that sounded easier than any of the actual sciences, but it was still pretty tough as well. But that might have just been me being bad at science, basically.
Okay, that's bad. You have to restart.
Grang has to restart, apparently. Okay, well, I'm not sure if that means we'll be... No, I guess we'll be keeping the stream on. I don't know until they sort order. Yeah, everyone's not in the right order right now, so that'll need to be changed. It's literally... Okay, well, you know what? Me too, maybe. Not actually. Just to clarify that, I'm not doing that, what Grang said.
We have someone in the chat saying that you should skip college because you're in the university level already. So...
Oh, well, I appreciate the thought, but unfortunately I need to get certain grades in my college exams to get into university, so unluckily, not an option for me, but you know, I'm done with college now anyway, so I don't really have anything to skip anymore other than my last 2 German exams, so...
Okay, we are back into the Champions League, so...
Indeed we are.
We are letting the players pick the same champions, and
I hope they remember what they picked and banned.
I hope so.
Here we go, the band's coming through.
Azir,
Italy, Trundle, Kindred, Azir, Gangplank, and the last one was... Elise, there we go, okay. So that was it. Echo was then locked in, Maokai, Gragas. This is all very familiar, I'm sure. And hopefully we'll be able to get back into the game any moment now. A brief hiccup, unfortunately, in the final game of the Conference League. I suppose it's the spring split, I guess, of the Vespa Conference League. But regardless, the game should hopefully provide in and of itself. Akali, probably not quite right there. Going for the Alistar instead makes a bit more sense.
yeah, and it's normal picks, like we said. There's not much to say more than what we previously stated. We also have Lissandra going for the mid lane, always picking that versus Orianna. Orianna going with the clans as well, so again, a very interesting lane, and they will surely be of an impact this game, because both of the mid laners as well as the junglers have been the most impactful players on both teams.
Okay, so Ezreal is the final lock-in now. That'll be the AD carry, Green over, picking that one up. And we saw DesAD plan a masterful Ezreal in Game 3 of this series, in the first game that EYA won, to try and bring this back to 2-2, as they have done successfully now. And now Greenover has seen that, and he decided he wants a bit of that as well. He wants to be carrying just as hard. And I'm not sure he'll get the 17 kills or whatever it was that DesAD manages to get in that game, but regardless, he might do, and he might be able to carry his team to victory and stop this slump that's happened through games 3 and 4.
Yes, let's see what happens in that bottom lane. We can see that Braum is taking the Ignite, going for the aggressive push on the bottom lane. Obviously, with that much aggression coming towards Greenover, he might be a little afraid of level 2 even. Oh, and he picked Exhaust. I guess I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, so, well, I guess so. But either way, actually, DesAD and Sorrow don't tend to go for those XP advantages from the camps anyway. They do apparently take the little Krug on the Krug side, but they don't get that super fast level 2, and Greenover and Morrow, I'm sure they will do, so I think he would have had his Arcane Shift available in time to make sure that he wasn't going to be in too much trouble from that anyway, unless he mispositioned really badly.
Yeah, and we have been seeing some types of bad positioning on his part, but early levels, it doesn't matter a lot, but and he does have the blink away available to get in the safety. Interestingly, Echo is going jungle.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's pretty viable. We see Gragas and Echo going to the jungle, both probably primarily top laners. Gragas probably about 50-50 actually between top lane and jungle right now. He can be played in either. Echo more like 90-10 or 95-5 if you count jungle and middle lane in terms of percentage of played in that role, but he can be just as tanky pretty much in the jungle.
Yeah, it's a good pickup in the jungle as well. If he goes as tanky as you build him top lane, he can also be a very menacing force to be reckoned with. Let's see what he does. He can go damage as well, but I guess he doesn't want to because you have two high damage dealers
Well,
on his team. So
well, that is true. He does also have two very beefy tanks on his team as well, so he could go for somewhere in between. He's probably going to pick up the Runic Echoes rather than the Cinderhulk, I would have thought, but, I might be wrong. I think he's
yeah,
probably going to pick up the Runic Echoes, get a bit of extra bit of a punch in the early game fights at least, and might see if he
we
builds up
will
anything
see.
from there. We do see
We'll
some Echo
see.
tops also going for a Dark Seal, though I haven't seen any of that too much recently, but we might see him going for that in the jungle as well, and yeah,
Yeah,
speed.
Dark Seal. Actually, I want to talk about this. Dark Seal. Think about it. You get a lot of sustain.
Yeah.
So it's more advantageous to go Dark Seal if you wanna outstrade the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he brings the corrupting potion, it's more advantageous to bring the um, the Dark Seal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I've been told to let everyone know that whoever wins this game and therefore wins the Vesper Conference League, a couple of the members of that team will be invited into this channel, and we will be conducting an interview with them so we can get a little bit of their thoughts and feelings about how the series went and on the feelings they feel having won the Conference League as well. I believe the interview will be conducted by our lovely assistant and resident streamer Grang. So
Yes,
yeah, look
and you
forward to
can
that one from whichever team wins this.
you can tell the team that wins that they're bad and they shouldn't be here.
Sure, I mean, you could do. That would be a bit mean, but you could do.
A bit, a bit, a bit.
Here we are once again in
I'm just
the.
joking around, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think. Yeah. We are back into the loading screen once again, and we see all the Keystone Masteries absolutely standard across the board. Everything exactly as you would expect. Skins, Program Lysandra once again being shown off by Frickson, which is a good skin. Definitely a good skin, and I think people should stop picking
I want to buy
that one up more. It is quite new as well, so relatively few people have it, and actually 3 people on the side of the small loans don't have a skin.
That means they're gonna lose just because
skins
they
mean wins. I've been over this many
basically
times. Skins
correlate.
arrow
Yeah,
wins.
yeah. It's mathematics, but
Yeah,
I mean,
indeed.
you're not that good at mathematics.
I
So.
promise not to do any maths anymore. What have I done?
So we are back in the Summoner's Rift.
Mhm.
Both teams are positioning themselves. Eliandra is going for that.
Hey, I wonder where Eliandra's gonna go.
Yeah.
Whoa, they've gone to that bush. No
Oh,
way.
whoa.
They put the ward in that bush as well, and
Whoa.
then go back with Frickson. Well, that's never happened before. You know what else has never happened before? Is that no one has face checked it. What a surprise!
Jesus.
I'm
Guys,
I'm
come on,
shocked and
invade their
stunned.
blue. Come on, do it. Right now.
Yeah, go on,
You can
Loco.
do
Just
it.
flash in there. Go walk up to them. Just flash in. Take a couple turret shots on the way as well. Perfect idea.
Oh god. I
Okay.
don't see the reasoning behind this.
No, I mean I could see if they were against a team which ever invaded, then maybe. But
Yeah.
that just hasn't happened at all. And invades have become less common as well, with lane swaps becoming less common now that sharing XP and double jungling less efficient. So, and the fact that both teams want to have more priority on the bot side as well means they want to keep their strong bot lanes on that bottom side. So, yeah, that means that lane swaps aren't really a thing anymore. So there's no real need to get those deep wards in. I don't
And
think.
this time, you can see that small loans didn't pick up the Gromp here. So
Yeah.
interesting. They did this just because they did it every single game before this.
Yeah, they seem to be anticipating the fact that Sorrow and DesAD aren't going to be picking up more than the one little Krug, but they actually seem to be defying that, and they actually are picking up the big Krug as well, which means that this plan has backfired horribly for Green over in the Morrow, and there can be a significant portion of XP behind. I think they were hoping to bait them in while they were still quite low from having tanked them up and maybe get some extra damage onto them early, but they had to leave the bush too soon because they didn't come to lane as soon as they were expecting. So, you know, unpredictability proves to be effective for Eliandra here.
Because both teams did exactly the opposite of what they did every single game before this. So
yeah,
we'll see what they want to do. Because now they have an advantage on Lucian and Braum, so
yeah,
that level 2 will assist them in winning that lane.
Yeah, Greenover and the Morrow already having to back off significantly far and having the wave pushed in towards them by the fact that they hit level 2 so long after DesAD and Sorrow did themselves. The first dragon will be an Ocean Dragon, which is, of course, one of the more valuable dragons, and we've seen people prioritizing that one fairly heavily. Kake going for a very early gank on the top side, and Swine flashes in to get the Twisted Advance on towards Bleo here. Bleo, he's just trying to take the cannon minion out before he dies, but he doesn't even manage to get that. First Blood goes over to Swine, and now Morrow tries to flash in and get the Pulverize, but he misses completely. That's not the play he was looking for. Goodness me, not quite such a good response on the bottom side there. But on the top side, they do pick up the first blood for themselves.
That is unfortunate because they really need to be careful of what they do. Even though they got a big and that's a bit of damage coming towards Greenover. Just two hits with the passive and then the Q following it up. So that's something that they need to be careful with.
As Prox playing with fire a bit there, playing with red buff rather, which does have some fire in it, so, you know, makes a bit of sense, but getting quite low through the jungle clear is the point I was trying to make, and we'll have to back away, but does manage to secure the red buff before he does so.
Yeah, it's a very standard laning phase, apart from the kill top lane. It's just normal. They're farming away, trying to get as much CS as they can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, we are seeing, even with that kill advantage, we are seeing some discrepancy on the top side in terms of farm, so we should be able to keep track of that while the game progresses. So
yeah, throughout this we have been seeing the Maokai being bullied out in these lanes, or not bullied out, but the lane going heavily in favor of the Nautilus in terms of CS and usually in terms of damage as well. So well, the kill does help Swine to stay more relevant. He is still functionally behind because he just can't stand toe-to-toe in the lane with the Nautilus.
Yes, there's a point that Maokai can duel Nautilus, but in the poke situations, he's not able to do so.
Kake might be heading up to the top side once again, but I think he's just going to do the scuttle grab. He would walk over a ward if he headed there anyway. He is walking up. He'll be spotted on the ward. There is the on-the-way ping, and Swine tries to get in on Bleo before Bleo can do anything about the fact that Kake's there. Good flash with the body slam means that he connects with Bleo despite his flash, but the dredge line into the wall means that Bleo will be able to escape and won't feed over a second kill quite yet.
He just needed to cover up the pathway of the dredge line, and this is a very important pickup. The Drake coming for Eliandria. Let's see if they can do something about... No, they can't.
Trying to get a bit of a steal, but finds himself actually in trouble. Morrow with a good headbutt means that Sorrow won't be able to start getting the concussive stacks on towards him in time, and DesAD will only poke some damage into the back of him rather than stunning him up. Swine taking some damage as well. Under turret getting a bit ballsy there, maybe trying to get a bit of a couple auto attacks down onto the turret, but get top lane pretty much just being top lane.
Yes, basically he's not gonna do as much, he's not gonna put up as much of a fight as Nautilus will, so He's just gonna play this this out slowly and try to win lane by waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. We are seeing a bit of a CS lead actually in favor of green over in this lane, which is interesting because he didn't bullied further away, but he's been farming from afar with the Mystic shots. He did miss that minion, but overall he's been doing a better job of farming up than Des AD has, which is not what you'd expect to see. And Kake, once again, he's setting up his tent in the top side, and he's coming for another gank. Swine actually finds himself going pretty low to Bleo, though, and Bleo might be able to get a kill out of it. Eventual Maelstrom comes out, but he pops it for damage so soon that he can't really negate it too much. He's trying to back away, but there's nothing he can do. He's going to be going down. Didn't TP out. I thought he was going to try that, but it will be Asprox coming in to secure that kill. Frickson also TP'd in, and Kake will be able to escape from him regardless.
As Frog said, try to flash inside the parallel convergence and get the stun off, but Kake wisely decided to walk away to the side and not get caught by the parallel convergence stun. So
yeah.
very well
Absolutely.
played.
Oh, Morrow on towards Sorrow. Sorrow postured a bit too aggressively, and in comes the TP. This will be Swine coming in, and he's on towards Sorrow, whose flash is followed by the Twisted Advance. But once again, that's not quite the right direction on the Arcane Smash. They could go for the dive, but Morrow is only level 5, and so does not have his ultimate available to help him stay alive.
Oh, that's disgusting. You rhymed every single word of that. Jesus.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
What's wrong with rhyme? Come on. Love a bit of rhyme.
Okay, I'll give it to you. It was pretty good.
Rhyme is a good time. So, in mind.
Please no.
Yeah, stop.
Okay,
just gonna be taking
we
down
have
the Grok.
pretty standard buy-ins on the beginning of this game. Lissandra also going for that Abyssal Scepter, trying to negate as much damage as he can, either from Kake or Loco. So, and even Swine, he does have magical damage. So, it's a pretty good pickup in this situation.
Absolutely.
Also, we have Bami Sinner being completed by Echo in the jungle. So,
Yep, so I imagine that will be the Cinderhulk after all that he's
yes,
going
he is going for that Cinderhulk and that tankiness early on. So that's gonna be a tank Echo in the jungle.
for. Yeah. I mean, the fact that he got a kill early as well makes me think that, maybe Runic Echoes wouldn't have been the worst thing ever, but he obviously decided, in his expert opinion, which is probably more expert than mine, that he's gonna go for the Cinderhulk instead.
Yes, and also he got Poacher's Knife, so... Tracker's Knife. I keep forgetting we're not on that patch. Tracker Knives to get that vision in more deeply inside the jungle of Small Lone, so...
Yeah.
We'll see what he can do with that.
Was Poacher's Knife the old White Smite? Was that what that was?
Poacher's Knife.
Oh, well,
No.
talk about it in a moment. Frickson going quite low. Asprox comes over the wall, though, to his mid laner's aid and puts some damage back on towards Kake, forcing him to back away in turn.
As I was saying, Poacher's Knife gave more something when you smited the enemy jungle.
Yeah, it was. It was White Smite. No one ever built that unless you were Nunu.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was
Yeah.
not necessarily a good item.
I don't remember the bonuses, but yeah, it wasn't a very good item.
Yeah, it was counter jungler's item, and no one besides Nunu ever built it. And most Nunus probably went Cinderhulk anyway, but...
I guess Kindred, if it existed at this point, Kindred would build it.
Maybe. I mean, to be fair, the Warrior and Devourer are both really good on Kindred anyway, so...
No, it was not.
Oh, no, yeah, of
an
course,
enchantment.
yeah, no, it was not the enchant, yeah, my bad. Yeah, no, she probably would actually, yeah.
I mean, Red Smite or that. It's a case of thinking about this.
Yeah, basically play style, like that's... Meanwhile, we should probably mention that Eliandra have
Finally.
indeed picked up the Rift Herald for themselves, and that'll be going over to Bleo, so he's going to be pushing Swine in even harder in the top side, and already illustrated how Nautilus wins the Nautilus-Maokai matchup, even when Maokai has a couple of kills over him, and now, with that Rift Herald buff, that should be even more in favor of Bleo, and we'll see if he's able to put pressure on that turret.
Thank you very much, Eliandra. Finally doing the
Anything really, an objective of some kind.
the object. Oh, come on, dude! Don't be like that.
Okay, maybe that's
No,
a little
I was
mean. I'm
talking about
sorry,
the.
yeah.
I was talking about the Herald because it
Yeah.
hasn't have been picked up at all this past 4 games. So it's gonna be interesting seeing Nautilus just negating as much damage as he can from Maokai and just winning lanes through that. That's extremely good on Nautilus versus Maokai. Even
Absolutely.
before he was winning, and now he's winning even more. So that's mind blowing, basically.
Sorrow trying to get a bit of pressure onto Greenover, but Greenover can just fire the Mystic Shot at him and dodge away from the Winter's Bite, which did come in the end. Mountain Dragon is available for any team that so wished to take it, but no one's showing too much preference for it right now.
Yeah, and basically what this signals Small Loan's team is that they cannot leave top lane alone, ever. So
Basically, yeah.
we'll see
Line will
what
have to stay there.
they do with this this buff.
Absolutely. I'm surprised they're not trying to make some play around getting the Mountain Drake for themselves, because that could be pretty good for them. Instead, they're going to go for a play onto Des and the bot side. Kake comes in, gets the 2-man body slam, but it's not going to mean that much as the TP came in behind, and it's Bleo who's here, and he's so strong. He has that Rift Herald buff. In came Swine, but it wasn't in time. Bleo in trouble, but not that much because there's not enough damage coming on towards him. Des and Sorrow, both low health, but they both stay alive. Bleo does get knocked up and stunned up a little bit, but he will be able to escape. And no one on Eliandra goes down, despite everyone going to less than 20% health at some point.
Yes, that was a very good fight on the side of Eliandria. They could just take the kill on Ezreal and just back off without losing a single member. It was very good on their part.
Yeah. Just seeing Swine basically walking back to the top lane now. He's walking through the entire map to get back there. Kake hanging around, picking up some lane farm here. I'm sure he's pretty pleased about that. And Leo actually stuck around for a long time on the bot side as well. Swine might be in a bit of trouble as Asprox is on towards him. We'll get the stun up with the Parallel Convergence, and the Z-Drive Resonance provides a bit of a burst of damage, but the fact that he is a Cinder Hulk rather than a Runic Echoes jungler means that it's not enough damage to mean anything in particular. He will actually go in and try and steal away the red buff, which is available, so Asprox might be able to take that one away from Kake.
Yes, and even if I think even if he had Runic Echoes, he couldn't have done that much damage, just because at this point Maokai has a lot of magic resist and a lot of tankiness, so kind of dubious on that the part that he would deal damage.
A smart flash from Loco means that he is going to be just about able to stay alive. Morrow was trying to roam towards the middle lane, but Sorrow decided that there was going to be none of that. Greenover takes down that Rift Scuttler, which will be good for them actually, because now they have priority positioning over the Mountain Drake. Kake is also hanging around in the area, but so are all the members of Eliandra besides Leo. No TP for either top laner, so they're going to be both forced to stick around in the top side, and it will not be 4v4, it will not be 5v5 rather around the Mountain Drake. Sorrow in some trouble, but will be able to evacuate using the Unbreakable Shield to negate any further damage.
Yeah, let's see what they choose to do on this bot side. Lissandra just wisely pushing out the lanes and trying to get a bit of damage, working on that middle tower.
Good play from Swine to juke away from the dredge line there with the twisted advance. Sorry, that was an accident, I swear. But yeah, no, he's actually getting the better of this trade, and Bleo has that buff, and still it's Swine who's getting the better of it, which is interesting considering, I guess, if we reach the point where the Maokai starts to overtake the Nautilus.
Yeah, and now the mental factor as well comes into consideration. Both teams need to win the conference league. This is the final game. Remember this.
Yeah.
And they are under a bit of pressure to outclass their opponents. So, and in both last game and the previous one and the previous before that, they got a very strong lead, Alejandria. They and you have some aggression on
Right,
top side.
breaking out on the top side. Kake's the one who's gone lowest so far, though, and he will be forced to burn the ultimate to try and keep himself alive. Leo going low, but he will have the shield available to him soon in the Swine. Really low on mana. I'm not sure he has that much to offer here right now. Kake trying to secure his escape and will be able to do so with the barrel roll.
This is even more boring than 2 tanks. It's 4 tanks bonding at each other. It doesn't work, guys.
Did interestingly mean that Frickson was able to take down the middle lane turret uncontested and unaided there. So just the fact that Loco had recalled meant that he wasn't able to defend the turret, which is interesting actually. Strange that would be how that works, but Frickson must have been pushing the wave in pretty hard and has taken down the turret, leading to about a 1,000 gold lead now for Eliandra.
Yes, and as you can see, press F1 to see the vision on the side of Alejandria. They are very defensive on their wards, and they're playing this very safely and trying not to overextend. On the other hand, on the side of small loans, they are putting the wards more aggressively and trying to get even more vision towards the jungle of Alejandria.
Indeed. Oh, a flash engage from Moro. This time it lands correctly. Kake is hanging around, but there are 2 TPs coming in. They're going to need to be concerned about this. 1 TP was cancelled. Frickson comes in, gets a lot of damage on towards them there with the Glacial Prism, but he is going to be taken low. He has to get away. The Shockwave landed on towards 3, but it wasn't enough to save Moro's life, who does go down initially. Meanwhile, on the top side, another fight breaking out here, but I think it's just going to be another wet noodle fight. No more kills down on the bottom side either, though Sorrow went very, very low, and Frickson wasn't too high on health either. Bottom side, actually, it's still going on here, kind of, but not too much. Depth charge onto Swine there. He baited that one out of Leo pretty well. Means that will not be available for any future ganks for a small period of time. And the fact that the small loans were able to basically win that fight on the bot side, they were able to push them away, despite the fact they were the ones who actually lost a member. The low health bars on the side of Eliandra meant they had to back away, all with the exception of Aprox, who comes in, stylishly smites the dragon away, picks up the mountain dragon for his team, and then just chrono breaks to safety. Cool as you like from Asprox there. Well played by him.
Yes, and that was a very important pickup because it's the mountain drake. Remember that Nautilus still has the arrow buff. Now it lasts for 20 minutes. 20 minutes that he basically can push out lanes and get an advantage towards the side of Eliandria. So with that pickup, they do what they can to snowball out of control.
Absolutely, yeah, and they're really looking to do exactly that right now. Baron will be spawning soon, but I don't think anyone's going to be moving on to that one. Even with the Mountain Drake buff, it's not going to be enough.
Yes.
Mean that they're going to want to take down Baron because that can be pretty tough for them. Towards the top side, Sorrow is roaming up there along with Frickson right now. Swine might find himself in a bit of trouble as they go for the dive. Dredgeline didn't land though, and that's going to help him out a little bit. The minion wave's pretty small. If he can clear this one out with one Arcane Smash, which doesn't look like he's going to do right now, as he goes for the ultimate instead, it will keep him alive enough. Sap Magic gets a little bit of extra healing, but I got too excited for nothing because there was no way he was going to stay alive there. Leo also wasn't low enough to be taken down by the turret. Frickson took the last 2 turret shots for him anyway, so it was not to be anything made of it from Swine, even though he did try and stay alive for as long as he could, which was pretty impressive. Turret will also be going down on the top side. DesAD not finding himself dove on towards yet. Moro is going to try and get the dive. He interrupts the culling. That's crucial. There is the ultimate. I'm not sure why DesAD stayed. He thought he could get the culling down. He might just about escape now with his flash. Moro will probably be able to secure the kill eventually when he has his headbutt up. He's still chasing. He's still chasing. The be careful things. I agree. Why are you still chasing? Sorrow might be able to get the solo kill in this Mortal Kombat. A well-timed pulverize means that Moro will just about be able to stay alive. Meanwhile, Greenova has been pummeling on that turret the whole time. Kake, I'm not sure why he's staying around for that red buff. There's no way he can do that right now. Glacial Fissure comes down, knocks up Kake, delays them. Frickson tries to get in there, but he gets onto the wrong side. Good 3-man shockwave. Sorrow, very, very low health. Asprox headbutted up, but he's coming back in. But Kake will take him down. Frickson, he's going to go down to Greenova now, who's just arrived in the fight. Meanwhile, another kill coming through for Asprox. That's his 3rd one of the game, a double kill for him. Swine finds himself on the wrong side of the team now as DesAD shows up. Sorrow, very low health, but will be able to stay alive. And Asprox picks up another kill on the backside. He's on a rampage. Meanwhile, Desad did take down Swine. And looks like Greenover's still chasing, but he has to back away because the rest of the team is there to support Asprox. This is looking great for Eliandra all of a sudden.
This team fight was very messy because it started out as a team fight going for a small loans side, but after that they didn't quite capitalize on the advantage they had, and just got picked on one by one. So you need to be careful when you do these types of encounters, and also Alistar was so far forward trying to get the kill on Lucian that he just went out of position and lost every single advantage that they gained by chunking him in lane.
Yeah, and Greenover wasn't even able to secure the turret in the bottom lane, which I'm sure he would have done if Morrow had just stayed with him and kept pummeling the turret with him, because that would have been a significant amount of extra damage, while Alistar autos are not the greatest of things. They would have contributed to keeping the turret down, or taking it down, I should say, and Greenover would have appreciated the help, I'm sure. Morrow might find himself caught out. He goes away from the parallel convergence, so he won't be stunned up. Might be forced to burn his ultimate, but he hangs on to it. Goes for the triumphant roar instead to get a little bit of extra sustain as he leaves.
Yeah, and now they're trying to go around that area of the Drake, just trying to clear out as much vision as they can, just because the Drake is spawning in 1 minute and a half.
Morrow has to flash away right now. Rather than burning the ultimate, he goes for the flash instead. I'm not sure about that decision. The ultimate sure to cool down, and less Courtois does kit than the flash, one might argue, because you need to be able to make those flash pulverize into headbutt plays, really. Desad gonna go a bit of a culling on towards Greenover, but the arcane shift means that he's not going to be in any trouble whatsoever. Sorrow might have positioned a bit too aggressively, but Kartgame might, you could say the same for him right now. He's going to be locked up here. A good Glacial Fissure separates him from the rest of the team, but no, excellent Shockwave. That's two going down. No, because he's able to stay alive. Frickson, he just about stays alive. Desad, he's on towards Greenover, but the whole of the team is there, and they will shut him down. Frickson does stay alive through all of that somehow, but what a shockwave that was from Loco. He's 0-1-3 right now, but boy is he trying to put the team on his back in these fights. Greenover 3-1-0. He's getting the kills. He's doing significant amounts of damage as well. He might be able to take down this turret in the bottom lane now. Leo and Swine having an interesting time in the top side. That's not quite the same as what's been going on across the rest of the map. The whole time they're just slowly duking it out with each other. Top lane turret did go down earlier, of course, so that should be evened out on the other side of the map now, as Greenover will be able to finally take that turret down. He has the Sheen procs available to him, and I'm not sure he's even going to need them all that much, as he just auto-attacks the turret down further. But he actually decides to back away. No, he's going to go back for it. He sees Asprox on the ward, so he knows he has a little bit more time before he needs to back away. I'm not sure about staying right now, though. He could be in a lot of trouble as Sorrow comes in from the backside. Greenover, is this once again Greedover? We've seen this before, and we're going to see it again. Tries to juke away from the Winter's Bite with the Arcane Shift, but it doesn't matter, and he's going to go down. Culling game through. It was Asprox that picked up the kill. The shutdown goes to him. 5-0-2 on that Echo. He's becoming an absolute monster right now, and they turn straight away onto the Infernal Dragon. Greenover, he looked like he was being too cautious, and then suddenly he wasn't cautious enough. I don't know what was going on there. He should have backed away, but he didn't. He just needed to take the turret and go. He didn't need to push the wave in. Dragon goes down in favor of Eliandra.
Yes, and that during that fight on the bottom lane, on the Tribush, Leo tried to TP towards the fight, but he was cancelled by Swine, who didn't have his TP, so that was a very good pickup on the Swine side, just because he now has a very short window that he can use his TP effectively, while Leo can't.
Yeah, Leo might be in some trouble here, but it looks like he's actually trying to make it the case that Morrow is the one in trouble. Hook lands on towards Loco. Good cleanse, but it's not good enough because he could have cleansed late. The damage incoming. The fact that Loco's down, as well as Greenover being in base, is actually coming quite close now. He has returned, but it's not going to matter because Morrow also goes down. Sorrow picking that one up. Always like it when those two kill each other. Supportal combat, and you got the Morrow-Sorrow issue, but Greenover gets hit by the The Winter's Bite there, but it's not going to matter very much. A good ultimate from Kake split up the team, but it doesn't really make any difference to anything in the end, as the turret is taken down regardless by DesAD. They're going to keep going here. Eliandra, they want to take down this inhibitor turret, but they don't really have the minion wave for it right now. Only one minion left alive, but Asprox is tanking, so they don't really need the minions. That one minion's just about staying alive, and the Chrono Break keeps them alive as well. Swine tried to come in to save the turret, but this might have been a big mistake. Green over, he's already used the Arcane Shift, and he's been caught now. He's got a Nautilus on his face. He's surely going to go down. Meanwhile, Swine tries to take down DesAD, but he's not able to do it, and Green over did stay alive. And in fact, it was Bleo that went down. Frickson trying to get away now, gets the Ring of Frost on towards Kake to try and prevent any further chase from coming through. Kake still chasing forwards, but he's out of mana. He has nothing left to offer. He's going to have to back away as well. The inhibitor turret went down. The inhibitor was saved by the heroics of Swine and crew. But Eliandra still, they got to be feeling good about that one.
Again, we have seen this, I think it was last game. They got 3 towers on the side of small loans, but again, they didn't quite capitalize on that. And if Eliandria doesn't capitalize on this advantage, they are going to struggle to finish the game later on. Just because most champions on the side of small loans can quite well scale and get more ahead, basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point Asprox is unkillable. He's 6-0-4 on Tank Echo. He has the Chrono Break available to him, so if he needs to, he can do that. He also has the Parallel Convergence Shield, and he has the Phase Dive for that little bit of extra mobility. I'm pretty sure there's no killing this man at this point. Oop. Alright, yeah, just going to be clearing away some wards and that sort of thing. Okay, going to get rid of that blue ward. Deploys the Winter's Bite as well. Both teams hanging around the middle lane now, but I'm not sure they're really there with all that much purpose. It looks vaguely like the small loans are trying to siege up that middle lane turret, but there's not much they can do about it. Swine pushes the minion wave into the top side, gets some damage onto that turret. I'm not sure how low it is, though. Morrow actually goes in for the engage on towards Frickson. Frickson caught out right now. He has the ultimate available, and he uses it on himself. Keeps himself alive and does a lot of damage. Shockwave comes in, though. It's DesAD and Frickson that are both caught in it, but no, neither of them go quite down in time. Asprox stays alive. DesAD, he just stays alive. Kake flashes on him, but it doesn't matter because Kake goes down before he can do anything about it. Frickson finally does go down, but Loco, he's in a lot of trouble right now. Asprox chasing him down. Loco, he's not going to be able to get out of this one, surely. Dissonance and... Nope, he's going to be going down. Hooked in by the dredge line. Asprox picks that one up. Eliandra, they're going to be on towards the inhibitor. They might even be able to try and look on towards the Nexus turrets right now. I'm not sure if they'd be able to do it. Morrow and Swine, they have basically no wave clear unless they get in amongst the whole thing. Inhibitor going down. They're looking for the Nexus turrets. They want to end this game here, Eliandra. They want to take this victory. They want to win the Vesper Conference League, but a good knock-up from Morrow might have delayed them so far. Swine going in, trying to delay them even further. In comes the True Shot Barrage, and Eliandra realize they may have overstayed a little bit. They can't stay any longer or risk getting aced themselves. In comes Kake. He's trying to chase forward, but there's no flash available. If he can get the smite on one of them, it might slow them down. But the part thing and the minion wave block him off. He's not going to be able to catch up. He's going to be slowed again. He has another body slam, but he keeps getting slowed. There are so many slows on towards him. If he can get the smite, he might even have overchased right now. They try and turn on towards him, but Swine comes in. Kake stays alive. A good ultimate from him disrupts the team. The green over. He's got Asprox on him, and Asprox is going to have to Chrono Break away now, and he does do that. Swine now is the one in trouble. He's going to go down, and that was looking so good for a moment, but it's going to go badly, and it's going to go even worse right now. Eliandra, they're still pressuring onto the TP from behind from Frickson. A double kill. It's going to be a triple kill, surely. It's not him that picks it up. The Asprox picks it up regardless. It's only green over. It's going to be game over. Green over, hooked in, and that is game over. Eliandra, they're going to win the Conference League final here, 3-2 in a reverse sweep. What an insane comeback from these guys. And they really put on a show for it in this last game. Really, really well played. There is the Nexus going down. Congratulations to Eliandra. GG, well played for them. When it looked bad, they didn't give up. The Nexus even explodes twice. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Eliandra, and we'll be right back with the interviews with the players. So
yep, indeed. So stick around for that. Absolutely insane game. The most damage overall went to DesAD. Both AD carries doing considerable amount of damage in that game. And for once, Loco wasn't anywhere near the top of it, but maybe that was part of the issue. His team just couldn't get off the ground in that game, and Eliandra, you got to give them credit. They really put on some impressive performances after those first two games where they looked really, really quite shaky going into the middle and late games. So I'm really impressed by their ability to turn it around. And once again, got to say congratulations again to them for winning the Conference League. That really got to feel good for them.
Yes, that must be a very good feeling on their part. So we'll catch you guys in a bit. We'll have the players ready for the interview, and yeah, see you guys in a bit.
10 minutes.
Oh.
Somebody come with better English. It could be more easy for you if don't pose some problem.
Okay. Hello,
It's
ladies and
Lucifer.
gentlemen. Yes, I am Krang, and I'm here with the winners of Eliandra Esports. I'm here with Brox and Disady, the jungler and the AE carry. How does it feel, guys, winning the conference week?
Intense. Yeah, really intense. The two first game was pretty hard for us, but at least the third we were like, okay, now if we lost, it's fine. So there is no more pressure actually in the third game. So we just improve our skill and try to win, I guess.
Okay, and coming into these games, did you have any rituals on how you were prepping for the finals? Like, who were you screaming and how were the results? And did you come up with any crazy plans, maybe?
Yeah, we were like, okay, our last mid laner don't play Azir, etc. So we want to ban him, but actually our new mid laner don't play Azir a lot. So in the match we were like, oh, maybe we don't ban Azir, etc. Then we don't ban Azir, we play Azir, we won. Then they ban Azir, etc. But after before the match with our coach and stuff, they all prepare some drafts that we have played today. So thank you. It was really helpful.
Yeah, no, the drafts were really strong as well, particularly in the last 3 games as well. I mean, it seemed like the drafts, they were a lot of what helped you guys to win. So.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, and
we good.
speaking of preparation, sorry, the one strat you guys had every single level 1 hiding in that in that bush.
Yeah,
Is
it
that
was.
something you planned beforehand?
Yeah, of course. We were like, okay, we know that they invade a lot in their Scream extra. So how we can counter that in a good way? So we start to think about something, and we were like, okay, if they invade both sides, they're gonna check red. So if we put the word here, we're gonna have the information, and it's safe to do that. And if they face checks this bush, we will have the uh, surprise. So yeah, it was all planes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so as we saw after the 2 first games, you went down 2-0. But did you have any how would be a good sentence? Did you have a mindset that just turn on? Okay, now we have to put on our A games and just really go for it, or at least give small loans a proper fight.
Yeah, I guess too, but I guess it was more for fun. I guess we say that we say reverse, etc. But mm, we ac- in the third game we was like maybe we're gonna lose this, but we won this. So the fourth we were like okay, it's maybe our last game too, and we won. And the last one we were really confident. It was like okay, I got my main champ. We got a good draft. They are all magic damage, but as so if we are hurried, we're gonna win. So it's what happened.
Very well. You really put up a great show for everyone, especially your fans. That really everybody came up to watch. Must be really happy to see you guys win. Disegi, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
On the game 3, was you playing Ezreal? You went like holy crap! Like what happened? Because you were just shooting every mystic shot, connecting everything, getting kills, 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 and
Was a lot.
getting
Yes.
kills.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, there was around 16 or 17 kills, if I remember right. Did that really give you even more of a boost to go for the next games?
Yeah, I was really confident for the next because the first was not really great for me. I main vein, so when I lose with the river, it's really difficult for me to. So I said to myself, it's my main. Okay, I could lose with her. So yeah, this Israeli game boost me and make me more confident.
That was a very great showing.
Thanks,
Like,
mate.
so you didn't really have that much of a single guy that was like really standing out. You were really winning as a team, and that must show that you really put a lot of time on practicing. And is that the case? Like, did you practice a whole bunch of games?
Si tu veux de l'aide, n'hésite pas. Hein.
Ouais, vas-y, je veux bien, Fluffy. Sorry.
Tu peux répondre en français, je peux traduire aussi si tu veux. Donc, il t'a demandé. Enfin, il a dit que ça se voyait que vous avez gagné en équipe et que c'était pas du travail individuel et que il semblait y avoir eu beaucoup d'entraînement et il demande si vous vous êtes beaucoup entraîné pour en arriver là.
Bah, en gros, on a eu quelques problèmes de joueurs et tout récemment, et du coup, on a un trio, on va dire, peut-être un trio où on joue vraiment beaucoup ensemble, et du coup, bah, on se sert beaucoup de ça pour ensuite rattacher les deux autres avec, quoi, si tu vois un peu ce que je veux dire.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I instead of him, so it's just easier. So we have a really steady 3-man core in the team, and we really focus on that because we are really experienced to playing together, and we just kind of try to make the two other guys work with that core and the dynamic that we form with that.
Okay, so great. And now, with the win for you guys on the conference league, that means that you get a spot for the minor leagues for the next season on Westby League. Now, I must ask, and I think most of you fans are thinking, is Eliandra Esports going to improve even further beyond of this Super Saiyan level of you guys currently are?
Of course, we're gonna try our best, I guess. I'm sure we're gonna do something.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm excited to see how you guys do when you guys get into the minor league, and best of luck for when you guys start playing in there.
Yeah, very very simple words to end the interview. So I wanna thank you, Brox and Gisegi and Fluffy Fairy, for translating for Gisegi.
Thanks to you.
I have to say, well played to your opponent too, because they were really strong, and GG.
Very, very much so. A GG, great game for everyone, and congratulations, guys, on winning the
Thanks.
Vespa Conference League.
Thanks.
Et bien joué les gars, hein. D'ailleurs, j'ai pas le temps de vous le dire. Que je vous le dise maintenant, je suis fier de vous.
Okay, so that will be it from us now. So thank you very much for watching, everyone, today. The final game of the Vespa Conference League this split. Tomorrow, make sure to tune in because we will bring you the final of the Minor League, and then that will be at 2 p.m. Central European Standard Time. And then on Sunday, we'll bring you the final of the big one, the Premier League. So you don't want to miss that one either. Again, 2 p.m. CEST on Sunday.
I've paid my dues time after time. fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all, but it's been no bed of roses.